Aster here, and first and foremost, thank you so much for 80k plus subscribers. I just really wanted to open this video with a really big thank you. And to everyone that leaves comments, even those that don't agree with my videos or those that think that my videos are have holes in them, thank you so much. I really appreciate having feedback from a really big audience, and I just want to say that 80,000 people, I cannot fathom what the hell that even looks like. Like, I'm not even used to thinking about a 30-member classroom, just let alone 80,000 people. And whenever I see my videos just get views, I'm just like, what do you people even look like? If we put you inside of like a coliseum, would we start fighting? Okay, maybe that's all I wanted to say. Alright, anyway, this is off to a really bad start. Guys, this is why my videos are scripted, because less and foremost, I might just never talk about the topic that the video is supposed to be for. Anyway, yeah, just a really big thank you so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me. I know that I haven't been completely present. I know that I haven't been that present as a content creator, but I am trying to balance my stuff with IRLs, and I'm so thankful that you guys are super patient with me. And woo, it's been a year. Oh, like a year and a plus. Okay, so I decided to do a Q&A as a bit of a celebration for hitting 80,000 subscribers plus, and I'm just going to close off this year hopefully with maybe 88? I don't know. 88 is such a pretty number to me. Anyway, let's begin. These are just a few questions that I popped up from my comment sections from my last traveler video, so these are just gonna be super short. I couldn't go through all of the questions because I kind of poopy brained and I didn't filter them based on like one post or etc. So I'm really sorry if I don't get to go to your comments or to your question, but at the very least I just want to say thank you for leaving that question to begin with. But let's begin. Small Potato asks, congratulations on 81,000 subscribers, you're doing great, keep it up. I suppose a question, if this ever gets picked, what's one thing from the world of Tivat that fascinates you the most? It could be anything from characters, places, or tiny random details of the world itself. My favorite aspect of the lore in Genshin Impact, especially like how it integrates into actual society, is the gods. Like, could you ever imagine how fascinating it is to have the gods be an actual, you know, living entity? Like, yeah, I know that from a lore perspective, they're not really gods. Like, they're more like elemental beings. But to the people of Tivat, like from a political standpoint, they are the apex of power. It is just so fascinating. Like, imagine if Jesus was walking with us like right now, and we actually know it was Jesus. You have something that is objectively stronger than you just walking around. Like, we can't even fathom that as a society right now. We call that like anomalies, eldritch beings, etc. But dude, I think if I was a human being in Tivat, just like how gods exist in the first place and how they're with us present and real is so fascinating to me as a society. But yeah, that's something that I never got to explore in the video because I don't know where to put that. But that's just a 3 a.m. thoughts at Aster, I guess. That's just something that I super want to think about. That Whale Moons asks a bunch of questions. One is, do I play any instruments? I actually used to be a part of a school orchestra, like a high school orchestra. We used to play in the biggest theater in this entire country, which was really fascinating to me. I had to always read the music sheets, and I was a flutist. Flautist? Is that how we pronounce that word? I was the person that played the flute, and I remember a really funny story was, it was during orchestra practice. I left my flute there for lunch, and then someone's really big ass just shoved it off of my music stand, and I came back and my flute was just busted. If you've never heard of broken flute because you'd never think that it was possible, just the smallest dent and smallest unscrewed bolt in the flute itself just sends it straight to the stratosphere. It is worse than Kazuha's back haircut. Number 2 is, besides Genshin, what other games do you play? I actually am super picky when it comes to my games. I tend to hyper focus on like a fandom or a game if I really love it. So I just play League of Legends and Dungeons and Dragons, and that's it. That's usually just what eats my time if I'm not playing Genshin. Number 3 is, let's not talk about the traveler, but do I have any siblings? Yes, I have one sibling. What's my favorite food? You won't know what this is, but if you do, like, God bless your soul, I am an absolute fan of yang chow. If you don't know what that is, it's basically fried rice. Okay, you know what? Maybe I should just call it like that. Fried rice with shrimp, egg, peas, green. Ugh, so good. Like, you can just eat that and that is it. listen, okay, just give me a bunch of rice and we are good. Just give me fried rice, just garlic fried rice in the morning. Ah, so good. What things do you love to do in your free time? I love playing Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of people are asking me why I have many voices. Why is it in every video you sound different? Or why is it sometimes I sound like this? And sometimes I sound like this. It's because I'm a dungeon master. Sometimes I always get so confused with my own voices to the point that whenever I record a video, I always just go, please, please give me a voice that I can present like on my channel and not make it sound weird. It is so uncomfortable whenever I just watch all my videos like simultaneously and then I would just hear really high-pitched Aster or really sweet Aster, and then we just have this one like just like I have no idea. I have no idea what this one is. Yeah, I love playing Dungeons and Dragons and I just love surfing the internet, okay? I'm bored. Killer asks, what's it like lore hunting? Do you read through in-game books, quest items, weapon descriptions, etc. and stuff? I will always say this from the bottom of my heart. Whoever is managing the Genshin wiki, God bless your soul. Like, you are doing God's work. My favorite part is character dialogue. Like, that's always just pretty fun. But I absolutely understand that I do not have enough time to completely go lore hunting. Which is why sometimes I just kind of go on the wiki. And you know how the wiki has reference pages? Like, that's where I start, you know, doing my search. I zoom in onto a topic and then I kind of just branch out from there. So it's more of a deductive kind of research where I start with something broad and then slowly try to go deeper. It is a really long process, but at the same time I have to respect that I, you know, have classes, etc. Krisha asks, have you ever thought about starting a Genshin talking on the lore or quests of Genshin with other content creators? So basically a collab, huh? The thing is, I would love to collab with people, but I personally just don't have... Scheduling is just really hard. If I had a lot more time in my day or just a lot more free energy, I would love to collab more with others. But if a person wants to hit me up and just like tag me on some random Discord post, like go ahead. I am perfectly open. My DMs are open. If you would like to have like a collab, like you don't have to do anything for me. Just like you don't have to do anything. Just message me or something, and I would love to try to jinx on my schedule together. But I would love to. I don't think I just have the free time. Who's your favorite and least favorite archon and why? I don't have a least favorite archon just because like I don't know, first of all, there's 7 archons and the 4 that we currently have are pretty good. My favorite archon at the moment has got to be Venti just because of how mysterious he is, or Nahida just because of the fact that, you know, she helped us with our sibling rather than the other 3 that just was not helpful. So Venti or Nahida. Ronan Roy asks, how do you manage all this deep research while doing schoolwork as well? Actually, it's a matter of practice. I don't think a lot of people have said this, but research and any kind of habit takes a lot of practice. The thing is, I come from a research course, so working with words, presenting a script, everything is just already ingrained in my college life, to the point that when I take a break to do YouTube, it's also like that essentially. It's basically just a matter of what I'm most comfortable doing, which is why I'm not really good with impromptu speeches, why I'm not usually good with immediate, sudden podcasts out of the blue. Like, I'll do it, but I'm not going to be completely effective at it just because I'm so used to scripts, really long paragraphs, research, etc. So to manage all of this is, if you're already used to it, it's basically second nature to me already, which is really weird to say. But yeah, just I guess I'm just used to it. Just coming out from so many theses. I cannot play Sumeru, just my lord. Argon asks, if Genshin is a food, which food can you compare it to? If it's a Filipino food, much better. I like it to be halo-halo. Halo-halo is basically a dessert that has a lot of components in it, which you would think are not meant to be in a dessert together, but it's really good. Halo-halo because all the events of all the miscellaneous things that we're doing and all of them, you know, all of the extra stuff that we do just for free time, the little events, like sometimes you can have really big combat and then you have some really angsty world quests, and then you just have someone where you're chilling, like, okay, you're going to Mondstadt to party. It's like the theme of Genshin is just so inconsistent that it's basically a mixed bag of, you know, mixed bag of nuts. Blue Jay asks, this is an odd question, but how have Genshin lore study affected you? Have it been positive or negative? What new subjects have you discovered? Or did you get back into any old pastime because of Genshin? Okay. Well, for me personally, there was one reason why I actually started this entire channel. It was because I wanted to practice the idea of research. I started this channel because of not necessarily Genshin, but because I wanted to practice myself working. I know that it's very odd to hear, because I think a lot of people like assume that one of the reasons I did this was because for fun, which, you know, another one was partially for fun because I love Genshin and Scaramouche. But another one was because I wanted to form a habit of work. I wanted to get used to being in a place of research. I wanted to get used with words because I just shifted into my communications course, my communications research course, and I knew exactly that I'm going to need to make myself used to so much work, and I need to fashion this work ethic. Genshin lore studying has really helped me with this mentality of making sure that I beat deadlines, making sure that I'm used to going through tabs and tabs of just unadulterated research, filtering my words. I think I always tell you guys this, that you guys are my experiment, and I will always hold that true. You guys are basically a social experiment for me. As mean as that sounds, you are a very important social experiment for me. So, you know, human test subjects are very hard to come by. Smiley face. What tips do you have for someone interested in starting a Genshin or lore theory channel? I've been toying with the idea, especially since it's almost New Year's, but I'm not too confident about it. Congratulations to your success. I wouldn't have gotten into Genshin without channels like yours. Thank you. I would say that my biggest tip for Genshin channels, and this might be a mix of really down-to-earth advice versus, you know, the more optimistic kind of advice. One is that you read a lot, but also put in your own take. And also pace yourself depending on what you can do. Genshin is a constantly changing game, and even for me personally, it is so difficult to try and catch up with other content creators that are covering topics like them 3.2, 3.1, 3.3. It is so difficult for me because I'm a college student, and I really tried at one point to try and chase after that speed. And then I realized, I took a step back and reflected on my own content and went, I don't need to keep chasing them. I can just expand on the existing lore that we already have and, you know, make my own twists. So that's when I started covering characters like the Traveler, when I started covering characters like Tartaglia, and that's why I have a lot of Kunikuzushi videos, because of how much development he has. Take your time and put your own twist in how you make your content. You need to understand that just because it's popular doesn't make it comfortable. And you have to play smart in what you show and how you show it. Not everyone is going to succeed on the field, and I'm not going to be saying that hard work triumphs everything. You just need to work smart. Work smarter, not harder. That is a very important tip that I have if you want to go through social media success in general. But yeah, I wish you the best of luck. Audrey, question for the Q&A. Will you be doing more character or narrative studies like this one? As much as I love your theories, I also want to hear your perspectives on the events of the past. Super! I love character breakdown so much and narrative analysis. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you would know that I love going back on events in the past and trying to put a spin on it, but just based on new contexts and just new information that we have. It's just so fascinating to see how the old lore developed from just months and even years of like stagnancy. A lot of the lore just builds up, and it's so cool. So yes, I will be doing more character or narrative studies because I am absolutely in love with this idea. And a rapid fire. My favorite playable character right now is Wanderer, technically, but I'm also a really big fan of Kaidahara Kazuha. My favorite NPC has got to be the Aranara or Victor, like the Fatui guy. Yeah. Who's my favorite Harbinger? I would say Scaramouche, but now that he's not here, I would say Dottore, La Senora, or Tartaglia. How'd you find out about Genshin? All of my friends started playing it, then I decided that I was going to play it too. Would you ever consider being a streamer? I would love to if 1, my schedule allows it, 2, my potato PC doesn't, you know, explode on me, and 3 is if I have the willpower for it. What's your current favorite team comp? I absolutely love Mono Animal because I build all my animal as crit damage. Favorite archon so far? Probably Nahida or Venti. Which character do you dislike the most? Personally for me, I don't really dislike a character, so I can't really say. I don't really have any qualms about any of the playable characters except for the ones that I don't usually see. Have to pay respects, by the way, for Sing Cho and Chong Yun. I'll see you next year in the Lantern Rite. May we see you one day. But yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for your support. I really wouldn't be here where I am right now if it weren't for you guys. And I'm really sorry that I've been absent. I've been really trying to take a break. I promise that I've been trying to take a break. But IRL life just kind of piles up, you know? But I am planning to do some stuff in the future, especially since the year's about to come to an end. I am planning to do several things, so just watch out for those. And yeah, anyway, my name is Aster, and thank you all so much for chilling with me.